Christians, Hindus, Muslims, different groups of people, and we meet at our church. So this particular Sunday, I went to church and I knew that something was different. For one, we saw red and green colors everywhere, so that in itself was like Christmas. But apart from that, I also saw this logo of a box and wings, and I was intrigued. But earlier that year, it was a very tough year for me because I was just recovering from an illness that left me being mocked by a lot of strangers. They didn't know who I was, they didn't care about what I was going through, but people can be very mean. And I was one of those kids who would bottle things up, and my parents didn't know that I was feeling bad. I never shared anything with my sister, but I was really, really hurt. I was a very happy-go-lucky child. I was adorable as a kid. You know those kids you like to just go and pinch their cheeks? I was that kid. And I couldn't understand why people were being mean to me, but they just were. So when I went to church that Sunday and we were told that we were going to receive a shoebox that was full of gifts, I was ecstatic. For one, I had not grown up receiving very many gifts, so the idea of getting a shoebox full of them was just like, kill me now. But when I got that shoebox, for a moment I just held it because it was unreal. A shoebox full of gifts. Eventually I opened it and it was amazing. There were color pencils and crayons and Beanie Babies. My favorite were candy canes. However, I was not aware that there was plastic wrap on them. It was a learning experience for me to have tried that candy cane. Let me just say that. But more than all of that, what I enjoyed the most was a little note that was left by the 9-year-old boy who packed that shoebox. And it was a very simple note. It just said, "Dear unknown friend, Jesus and I love you." But in that moment, I realized that God knew I needed the kindness of a stranger to heal the wounds that were created by strangers. And in that moment, that my whole understanding of that shoebox changed. It was no longer a box of gifts, but it was love, it was hope, it was kindness, and it was healing. And I realized that my deepest, most intimate feelings that I had not shared with anyone else, the Lord saw, the Lord knew, and He took notice of it. And what I want to leave with you today is this: the Lord knows your heart. He knows that each of us is broken in our own ways. Those parts of our life that we just don't want to share with anyone, He sees. You know what? He cares enough to meet you at that very point. And what you do today and the rest of this season is going to bring that same joy, love, kindness, and hope and healing to so many children around the world. So, I want to thank you for what you do. Everything that you do today is making an impact to change the life of a child. It changed my life, and I cannot thank you enough because it does make a difference. And just know that each of you is handpicked to be part of this process. You've heard 3,000 people are waiting to get in, but you and I, we're already here. And it's not by accident. It's because God has chosen each of us to be here. So if you don't take back anything else, take back 2 things. Number 1, God is close to the brokenhearted. He sees you at your point of need, sees you when no one else sees you. And 2, what you're doing does make a difference. Let me just close this off in prayer. Gracious Lord, we want to thank you for how amazing you are. Thank you that you love us so dearly, to take care of our details, to love us where we need love the most. We want to thank you for all of the children that you are blessing through each of us here. We want to thank you for the honor that you've given us to be part of this organization and part of this cause. I ask, Lord, that you would bless each and every one seated here, that you would pour out your grace, your love, and your mercy on them, and I pray that you would fulfill all of the desires of their heart. Thank you, Lord, for what they do here, and I pray that you would just bless them abundantly. Bless our day. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.